Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The NFL world was buzzing on Sunday night as the Washington Commanders faced off against the NFC West leading Denver Broncos. A matchup that many saw as a potential upset brewing, while the Commanders ultimately fell short. The game showcased a team on the rise, one that has been gradually regaining health and confidence. The narrative of the night might easily have centered on the back-and-forth action in the final 2 minutes and the overtime thriller. But there was one play in the third quarter that captured the attention of fans, analysts, and even some of the league's most iconic figures. That moment belonged to Treylon Burks, the recently signed wide receiver who, with his lone reception on the night, pulled off a one-handed touchdown catch that seemed straight out of highlight reel history. In a breathtaking display of athleticism and focus, Burks reached high, extended his arm, and secured the ball in a manner that immediately drew comparisons to Odell Beckham Jr.'s legendary grab during the 2014 season against the Dallas Cowboys. The resemblance was uncanny, not only in the athletic execution, but also in the fact that both players wore the number 13 when the plays unfolded, creating an almost poetic symmetry that had fans and analysts alike marveling at the connection. Across generations, Beckham Jr. himself did not remain silent, shimming in on social media to give his seal of approval, a nod that instantly amplified the significance of the moment for Burks. And for those following the Commanders' season closely, for Burks, this moment was more than just a touchdown. It was a statement, an exclamation point on a career that has experienced turbulence from the very start. After being drafted by the Tennessee Titans, Burks' trajectory was marred by injuries that limited his early impact and left many wondering if he could ever reach the potential scouts saw in him. His transition to Washington has been gradual, marked by flashes of talent, but tempered by a need to find consistent chemistry with the quarterback and to establish his role within the offense. The touchdown against the Broncos, his only reception on the night, was his first time reaching the end zone in his tenure with the Commanders, and only the fifth catch in 3 games. Totaling 77 yards, it was a moment that validated his presence on the field, signaling to fans and teammates that he can be a playmaker, capable of delivering in critical situations. While it is still early in the season, and Burks continues to search for his footing within the team's offensive scheme, the potential is undeniable, especially as the wide receiver room gains health and as the team inches closer to having Jayden Daniels back under center, which could further open opportunities for him to shine. The intrigue surrounding this play does not end with Burks' performance. It is amplified by the figure of Odell Beckham Jr., whose legacy in the NFL is inseparably tied to jaw-dropping catches that redefine what is possible on the field. Beckham Jr.'s career has seen its own share of highs and lows, and most recently, he emerged from a suspension imposed for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy, having served the suspension while a free agent following his stint with the Miami Dolphins. In 2024, Beckham Jr. is now seeking to latch onto a team where he can contribute as a depth wide receiver, ideally on a contending squad. His commentary on Burks' catch was more than just nostalgia. It was an acknowledgement from someone who has done it at the highest level, an affirmation that Burks' moment was not only spectacular, but worthy of the attention it received. The social media exchange underscores the way football narratives are often enriched by connections across eras, by moments where a current player mirrors a feat that has become iconic, and by the recognition of those who paved the way for the Commanders. Having a young player earn that kind of attention is a boost not only to morale but to the perception of their developing talent pool. Washington's performance on Sunday night, while ultimately ending in a loss, revealed a team that is steadily moving in the right direction. The roster is beginning to recover from injuries that hampered their depth earlier in the season, and the glimpses of competitive fire seen against one of the NFL's most formidable defenses offer hope for the future. The game itself was a roller coaster, filled with tension and momentum swings, culminating in overtime where the Broncos narrowly secured the win. However, moments like Burks' one-handed touchdown grab provide narrative threads that linger beyond the scoreboard, offering fans something to celebrate and analysts something to dissect. It is a reminder that football is as much about individual brilliance and highlight reel moments as it is about team success, and that even in defeat, teams and players can make a statement that resonates across the league. Looking ahead, Treylon Burks' trajectory in Washington will be closely watched, with Jayden Daniels potentially returning before the regular season concludes. There is reason to believe that the wide receivers' opportunities could expand significantly. A healthier roster combined with growing offensive chemistry might finally allow Burks to move past the tentative stage he has inhabited since arriving in Washington and into the role of a reliable, game-changing target. Meanwhile, the broader context of Beckham Jr.'s commentary serves to highlight the interplay between legacy and the present, a dynamic that enriches the storytelling in the NFL for young players like Burks. Receiving acknowledgement from a player of Beckham Jr.'s caliber is more than just validation. It is a benchmark. A moment that signals to the entire league that he is capable of extraordinary feats, that he can seize opportunities in the most spectacular fashion. Sunday night's game may have been a loss for the Commanders on the scoreboard, but in terms of moments that ignite imaginations and set the stage for player development, it was a victory. Treylon Burks' one-handed touchdown will be replayed in highlights for weeks to come, not just because of its technical brilliance, but because of the narrative weight it carries, linking a new chapter in Washington's season with one of the most iconic catches in NFL history. The interplay of athleticism, timing, and historical resonance turned a single play into a talking point that transcends the immediate context of the game. Fans and commentators alike will remember it not merely as a score, but as a symbolic moment, a bridge connecting past and present, aspiration and achievement as the season continues. Both Burks and the Commanders will have the chance to build on the promise glimpsed in Sunday's performance. Burks' development will be key, with every catch, every yard, and every highlight potentially contributing to his establishment as a cornerstone of Washington's offense. Meanwhile, the acknowledgement from Odell Beckham Jr. adds an external dimension to this narrative. A reminder that excellence is recognized across time and that history can be both a teacher and a motivator in the grand theater of the NFL. Moments like these are what capture the imagination, what spark debates, and what make fans feel connected to the unfolding story of their favorite teams and players. For Washington, for Burks, and for all who witnessed it, the one-handed touchdown is more than just a play, it is a statement. A reminder that greatness can emerge when preparation, talent, and opportunity converge. Treylon Burks' journey is far from complete, but with each step, each catch, and each game, he inches closer to realizing the potential that scouts saw when he first entered the league. His one-handed touchdown against the Broncos will serve as a reference point, a moment that encapsulates both his skill and his resilience, offering a glimpse of what might come as he grows into a more central role. The Commanders' fans have reason to be excited, not only for the potential within Burks, but for the collective direction of a team that continues to evolve, gain health, and compete against some of the toughest opponents in the league. In this way, the narrative of Sunday night extends far beyond the confines of a single game or a single catch, weaving together history, personal triumph, and the enduring allure of moments that define the sport. Treylon Burks' catch, Odell Beckham Jr.'s acknowledgement, and the Commanders' spirited performance all intersect to create a story that will resonate throughout the NFL season, reminding everyone that while wins and losses matter, the unforgettable plays, the ones that leave fans and fellow players alike in awe, are what give the sport its enduring magic. Each game offers the potential for history to repeat itself, for new heroes to emerge, and for young players to carve their names into the collective memory of the league. For Burks, for the Commanders, and for observers of the game, Sunday night was one of those nights. A reminder of why football captivates millions, why the highlight reels are watched again and again, and why the pursuit of greatness is always worth the effort, even in the face of adversity. The one-handed touchdown by Treylon Burks will not only be remembered for its spectacle, but also for the story it tells about perseverance, talent, and timing. It is a testament to what is possible when preparation meets opportunity, when a player seizes the moment and elevates the game around him, as Washington looks forward to the rest of the season. And as Burks continues to find his rhythm within the team, that catch stands as both a benchmark and a beacon, a signal of what is achievable and a promise of more highlights, more excitement, and more moments that will define not just a player, but an entire team's narrative. The acknowledgement from Odell Beckham Jr., the timing of the play, and the context of Washington's ongoing season all converge to make this one catch a story that will be told for years to come, a reminder that football is a game of moments, of history, and of individuals daring to defy expectations in the most spectacular fashion. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The NFL world is buzzing with a rumor that feels bigger than any offseason move we've seen in recent memory. Word on the street is that Devin Lloyd, one of the league's most dynamic linebackers, has allegedly made the move to Washington, and sources are whispering that this is already shaking up the Commanders' entire playbook. Fans and analysts alike are struggling to process the magnitude of this development, because if true, this isn't just a trade, it's being whispered as the trade of the decade. Imagine a player of Lloyd's caliber, someone whose name alone strikes fear into quarterbacks and running backs alike, suddenly donning Washington colors. The implications are massive. Everyone in the league knows what Lloyd can do: his instincts, his speed, his ability to read plays before they even develop. And now, according to insiders, he's not just joining the team, he's actively influencing the way the Commanders run their defense. Sources close to the team claim that coaching staff meetings have become high-energy workshops, with Lloyd contributing suggestions, tweaks, and insights that are reshaping defensive schemes almost immediately. Some say that even veteran players are being taken aback by his understanding of the game, the kind of football IQ that doesn't come along very often. Rumors circulating suggest that the Commanders may be moving towards a more aggressive, hybrid-style defense, one that leverages Lloyd's versatility, allowing him to roam sideline to sideline, mixing coverage duties, and act as a de facto quarterback disruptor from the linebacker position. The speculation is intense. Could Washington be attempting to build an entirely new defensive identity centered around one player? Analysts are already weighing in, debating whether Lloyd's arrival signals a shift from traditional zone coverages to a more unpredictable, dynamic defensive approach. Sources hint at private team meetings where the coaching staff is reportedly mapping out scenarios where Lloyd could intercept plays at will, almost as if the defense were reprogrammed with him as the central algorithm. And it's not just the tactical side. Locker room chatter suggests that his leadership style is already infectious. While he may be new to Washington, insiders are hinting that veterans and rookies alike are gravitating towards him, drawn to his intensity and understanding of the game. Some whispers even suggest that rookies are being mentored in ways that could fast-track their development simply by observing Lloyd's approach to preparation, positioning, and anticipation. The move, according to murmurs, may have been part of a larger strategy by the Commanders' front office to position themselves as a defensive powerhouse overnight, something that could dramatically alter the balance of power within the league. Fans on social media are going wild, creating threads dissecting every possible outcome, from changes in formation to hypothetical player matchups that suddenly look more favorable. There's talk that Lloyd's mere presence could be enough to influence opposing teams' offensive game plans, forcing quarterbacks to rethink routes and timing, potentially reshaping the way the NFC East operates. The narrative is gaining traction. If Devin Lloyd truly arrives in Washington, ready to assert his vision, we may be witnessing the genesis of a defensive revolution, the kind of story that fans and analysts will reference for years to come. Sources close to the matter are cautious, but the whispers are too persistent to ignore. They claim that training sessions have already taken on a different energy, with Lloyd actively collaborating with defensive coordinators, suggesting blitz packages, coverage adjustments, and alignment tweaks that could turn conventional strategies on their head. Some even speculate that his influence could extend to the draft and free agency moves, hinting that Washington may be planning additional acquisitions to complement Lloyd's style, creating a network of players designed to maximize his impact. Conversations in NFL circles indicate that rival teams are taking notice, and the buzz is that defensive coordinators across the league are watching film on Lloyd more closely than ever, trying to anticipate how his arrival might change matchups and shift league-wide defensive strategies. The excitement is palpable because this is more than a typical trade, it's a narrative shift. A rumor that has fans envisioning a Commanders defense unlike anything they've seen before. And yet, there's also skepticism, because the NFL has seen blockbuster moves before that didn't immediately deliver on hype. But the consistency of the whispers, the number of sources hinting at Lloyd's immediate impact, and the sheer audacity of the alleged changes to the playbook have fueled a frenzy among pundits. The storyline practically writes itself. A superstar linebacker arrives in Washington, transforms the defense in real time, and potentially sets the stage for a new era. Insider chatter even suggests that Lloyd has been studying film, collaborating directly with teammates, and pushing for situational adjustments that go beyond standard schemes. almost like he's co-authoring the playbook in real time. Some speculate that his involvement could lead to the Commanders experimenting with unconventional formations, hybrid coverages, and defensive shifts designed to confuse offenses and maximize turnovers. It's the kind of strategic shakeup that makes general managers and coaches across the league take notice, prompting discussions that could echo in meetings far beyond Washington. Meanwhile, fan speculation runs wild, with online communities debating everything from jersey sales to potential leadership dynamics. The rumors hint at an almost cinematic narrative. Lloyd arrives. His intelligence and instincts permeate the team culture, and Washington transforms seemingly overnight into a defensive juggernaut. Whether these whispers fully materialize or not, one thing is undeniable: the NFL landscape is paying attention. The mere possibility that a player could influence not only the on-field strategy, but also locker room culture, coaching decisions, and future acquisitions is the stuff of legend. Conversations with sources suggest that even rival players are bracing themselves, imagining facing a defense where Lloyd has the freedom to roam, read, and react in ways that could redefine standard linebacker expectations. There's a sense of inevitability in the air, the kind of buzz that makes you lean in and wonder how far this could go. Could Washington truly be building around a single player, reshaping everything in their path? Analysts, commentators, and fans are already projecting scenarios, some fantastical, some grounded in strategy, all centered around Lloyd's potential to be more than a linebacker, to be a catalyst for a larger transformation. The intensity of the rumors suggests that every practice, every meeting, and every preseason drill could now be analyzed through the lens of Lloyd's influence. Some insiders hint that even coaching playbooks have been annotated with his suggestions, that the Commanders are experimenting with real-time adjustments inspired by his insights. It's the kind of story that, if true, would ripple across the league, challenging traditional notions of defensive strategy and player impact. The chatter is relentless, the speculation intoxicating, and the sense of anticipation is almost tangible. Every angle is being examined, from tactical adjustments to locker room dynamics, all orbiting around the idea that Devin Lloyd's arrival in Washington could be more than a trade. It could be a revolution, whether it unfolds exactly as the whispers suggest or not. The buzz itself has already reshaped conversations about the team, the division, and the league at large, as fans, analysts, and rival teams try to anticipate the impact. One thing is clear: the narrative of Lloyd in Washington is already larger than life, and the NFL world will be watching closely, waiting to see how this alleged shakeup plays out in real time. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.